Are you listening? Damn. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Another episode of Trash Talk. TJ O'Connor with me as always. Damian the Wolverine Hill. Trash Talk's being joined tonight by Anthony Kromvig. Trash Talk is brought to you as always by our sponsors: Valhalla Combat Sports Incorporated, Ink Shrinks Tattoo, Origin Wellness CBD, Spartan Martial Arts, James Clark Sports Psychology and Hypnosis Therapy, The Fighters, and my mom. How you doing tonight, Anthony?
All things considered, pretty well. How are you guys?
I can't complain.
Doing good. Happy to have you on. It looks like you got a pretty nice setup going on over there. I can kind of see a mic stand in the corner of the screen.
Oh yeah. No, I've had this for a while.
Oh, okay. So I just might not have seen it in the previous interviews. I just couldn't tell that it was there. Sorry, but
it's okay.
we're at pack that just happened December 20th at Canterbury Park. Oh my God, I so many things going on in my head right now, but and it's all about what. But anyhow, you're coming off of a loss, and we don't really like to bring up loss with fighters, but we encourage guys to be comfortable talking about it with us, and we appreciate you for joining tonight.
Yeah.
And a little bit how. I mean, now that it's kind of settled in, you had a little bit of time to think about it, go through mistakes you might have made, and maybe have some coach teammates tell you what they thought and things like that. What were you able to take away from that fight?
The game plan and the way I trained, given the size of my opponent and the skill level of my opponent, and the environment in which we were fighting in was not. It didn't put me in an advantageous position. It relied a lot on distance, and that cage is tiny. It's, so I need to move forward, especially against a taller guy. And I went in with a list on Monday morning of, how I felt, what I think happened, what, we needed to fix, and where to go from then on. So it sucks, but at the same time, it's amateurs. That's what this is for. And I'd rather learn that lesson now than when, it affects my paycheck.
Yeah, no, true. Oh my God. Like I like what you said. And the fact that you made a list of things that you needed to work on and going in to the gym lets me know that you're taking full advantage of what the amateurs is for. And with that being said, the submission that he got you with isn't something that you normally see all the time. It was the first time I had ever seen that. And
me too.
And that's one thing about fighting first time fighters and I don't know, guys that you never know exactly what somebody knows. Like what's the saying is, I don't know what I don't know. Meaning, like, I have no idea what the possibilities of the things that I even don't know. And he showed us all something.
Yeah.
With oh my God, I kind of lost my question, but I'm gonna try to save myself right now. But after seeing something like that, and basically having to learn the hard way to expect the unexpected, is that kind of change the way that you're going to approach things in the future? Or is that just something that you kind of to and know that you have to adapt to in the moment?
Well,
Same.
yes and no. I'm gonna have to, expect that they're gonna do like some weird stuff, but I can also prevent them from being comfortable enough to do that weird stuff by attacking. And I felt like I was too defensive um, going in, and I didn't use or train my grappling or to win. I was training not to lose on the ground, and that is a big no-no. And so now we're going to fix that and test myself on March 7th against another grappler, Brandon Kambungza.
Yeah. Tell a little bit more about that fight and how did that come together? So fast, actually, too. Because and how when was that fight set up?
I think it was set up on the Monday after the fight. Yeah, it would have been the Monday after the fight. I was just, talking with my coaches and stuff, and I was ready to get in there. I wasn't injured, but I ended up having to take a week off because I got sick. I wanted to get back in there. I'm going to conquer this small cage and the grappler obstacle that's in my way. I'm bound and determined. Yeah.
Oh man, that's interesting because that's news to me. I knew you were agreed to fight on March 7th. I didn't know the opponent. I feel like that makes a ton of sense. Both of you competed on the 21st. Both of you had fought tough opponents and had a result. So I feel like this is a really good style matchup. What do you know about Brandon as an opponent? You mentioned his grappling background. Have you seen any of his kickboxing matches previously? What kind of fight are you expecting? I mean, we're so far out, but just in your head when you're gearing up for the upcoming camp, what are you expecting? What are you training for as far as the overall fight?
From what I remember, I think you can count the number of strikes that were thrown on his hand, on his end, on two hands, and he did a lot of grappling. I know he Daniel Cormier'd somebody or the guy he fought and picked him up and threw him down. So I'm expecting a guy who's going to come forward. I'm expecting a guy who's going to be hungry because he's, I know what it's like to stare at that goose egg in the win column, and that is one hell of a motivator. So I'm going to, assume that he's feeling competitively angry, kind of like me, and it's going to be a good fight.
Yeah. Dude, I like what you said when you said he probably's gonna be angry. People might disagree, but when they say anger isn't the right motivation or things like that, I made a video previously talking about motivation, and one of the things that the point of the video was that there is no wrong motivation. Whatever you want more, that motivates you more is the right motivation. There's going to be some guy that wants to win a fight because some won't sleep with them. There's going to be somebody who wants to win a fight because they want their dad's approval. There's some people who want to win because they want all the glory and a world title. The thing is that a world title can be given to you even with a few losses, or not given to you. A world title can be earned even with a few losses on your record. And it's a marathon, not a race. But what I know for a fact is if I lose in this girl right now, she's not going to sleep with me later. I need to know what's the wrong motivation? I'm so motivated to sleep with this girl, so I need to win this fight tonight. And the guy I'm facing might want to be a world champion. But tonight is my night because I have night. So which one actually outranks the other, you know? And when you're staring out a goose egg in your record or just coming off of a law, makes a lot of fighter, or it's a great motivator because I know it makes a lot of fighters. Sometimes that gives a lot of momentum, or they pick up a lot of momentum in the training camp. And you still have some time before this fight. What is training camp going to look like for you, and what are the changes that you're going to make leading up to this fight?
A lot of inside fighting and a lot of grappling. I'm grappling every single day that I'm training, just so I can, move forward. And, if it goes to the ground, it's his funeral. If it stays on the feet, it's his funeral too. That's the way that I want to be, and that's the way that I want to train. Now what happens in the cage, who knows, but I need to feel comfortable, no matter if he's like, a world-class kickboxer or if he's, a high-level, grappler as well. So especially like if I'm giving up height and size, I'm not probably going to be able to, jab in, get back out, do like a couple combos and get back out, because there's nowhere to go in that cage. So I need to move forward. I need to move side to side, but also forward. Backing up really, it's not something that the little guy can do.
Yeah. I mean,
I was just agreeing with what you said about, being offensive and training to fight your fight. And I feel like, I'm a broken record on this topic, but at the amateur level, I feel like that's the best motivation, is just focusing on yourself, getting better every time. And I like to talk to you and see how fast you're able to turn this. You signed a fight 2 days later. You're now preparing for that fight, and just over 2 months out for it. Look forward to the fight. Just before we wrap it up here tonight, anybody you want to thank that was there for you for the last fight, and any just in general?
Again, family, friends, teammates, specifically Coach Greg, Coach Andy, Josh, Sean Squared, Tom Squared, Troy, Rashal, Sean Kitzman, and then now I've got Ben Locken is doing my meal plans as well. So like one of the things that I noticed from that last camp was like the ups and downs as far as energy goes. And so I think I need to talk to somebody about, or thought I needed to talk to somebody about, eating right. And, so with him now, and Sean Kitzman, the PT that I was working with.
Dude, I love that. I'm so glad that more people are starting to work with the mad scientist Ben Logan.
Yeah,
oh my
mad
God,
scientist.
he's the best in Minnesota. Yeah, and thank you for being on with us tonight. To be happier and to know that you're motivated. We still have some time. I can't wait to check back again with you before the fight, or close to the fight, and see how things are going. And I'm excited to perform again. You always bring it, and you're such a nice, humble guy. You're easy to talk to.
Well, thank you, sir.
Dude, and we would love to have you back on the show again. Remember, guys watching and gals as well, and anything in between, like and subscribe to Trash Talk with Damien and TJ. Do not be a hoe.
Well, thank you guys for having me on.
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.